Hi kids, I'm so excited you guys are here. Welcome to Art Class 2020.
Wait a minute. Who are
you? Soldier Boy, tell. Ice what? Whoa, whoa.
This is going to be a really weird year, but I think it's going to be awesome. I think we're going to have so much fun.
Hey, so you back him. I'm a
teacher. Positive, caring, creative. Dedicated, blessed, grateful. Teaching students lessons. What's happening? What's happening? I'm a teacher.
I'm so excited to see you guys. And I know that it's really hard not being here. We are going to still make art class a super fun place to be. This year, we're using a platform called Google Sites and Google Classroom. On our Google Classroom site, you can find all of your itinerant classes. Your itinerants this year are going to include music, gym, media, computer, and last but not least, art class with me, Miss Combs. Our lesson this week is all about you and about your name, as we are going to be creating our names with found objects. I'm going to show you guys how to be doing this now.
Here are some examples of found objects. A found object is something that you find in your home or outside or anywhere that you use to create a project with. So I'm going to be using these art supplies that I found in my classroom. What you guys are going to do is you guys are going to take your art supplies and you're going to try to create your name. So I'm going to start, I'm just going to do my last name. What letter does this look like? I think it kind of looks like a C, kind of for Miss Combs. Now, these are fine, but I don't really like the colors that I'm using, so I'm gonna pick some of my favorite colors. My favorite color is pink, so I'm gonna put that in there. Wow, that already makes it look so much better. And then maybe I'll put a blue in too. Oh, I really like that. That's perfect. Next up, I'm gonna go to my O. Now, I could do something like this, but I think that's a little small. So I'm gonna take my O and I'm gonna try to make it a little bit bigger. I think I'm gonna use a rubber band and some erasers. So I'm gonna use some erasers and I'm gonna make my O look really fun. I'm gonna put these all around it. And I have a lot of shark erasers, so I'm gonna use those. Now look, that looks like a more fun O. I'm gonna move it a little bit closer to my C so that I have room for the rest of my name. Next up is M. What should I use for M? This looks fun, but maybe it's not the best for the letter M. I'm gonna use some chalk. This is turning out super fun. That kind of looks like an M, but I don't really like it enough. Maybe if I flip it over, I don't think it's big enough still. I could use these, but I think that I am going to use a crayon again, because crayons are really good shapes. And they're straight and you can make straight lines like a line for an M. So I'm gonna take a few crayons. I think I'm gonna use orange because I don't have a lot of orange yet. And I'm gonna make an M. Wow, now I have C-O-M. I'm gonna move it a little bit closer to my O. There, that looks pretty nice. I like how this looks a lot. C-O-M. I might even curve these a little bit. Maybe not. Maybe I'll bring them out. Perfect. C-O-M. My next letter I have to do is B. I think I'm gonna use this row of staples for my B. I don't know if I wanna turn it this way or this way. Or I could even turn it sideways. I think I'm gonna keep it sideways because that looks a little different. I'm gonna keep it sideways facing this way. So now I have to make a B. Now I could use my rubber bands again to make a B, like that. But I don't like how they're not perfectly round. So I think, this is gonna be a tough one. Okay, I went and grabbed some more supplies. I really wanted to use these rings. They're little rings that go on your finger and they have these googly eyes on them because I think they're so fun. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make my B with these rings. I'm gonna use that there, and I'm gonna use this down here to make a B. Now, it's not super realistic, and B's obviously look a little bit different than this, but I think it gets the point across enough. All right, C-O-M-B. Next up, I have to do E. E is pretty simple because E has a lot of straight lines. I think I want to use a pencil, but it's really big. So I think I'm going to use this marker because it's a little bit shorter. So I'm going to use a marker for the E. Next up, I'm going to take some erasers and clay, and I'm going to make those lines that go on an E. That's fun and different, and I like how it's really big. It looks a lot like the C. So I'm just going to move this all over just a little bit so I have room for my last letter. Does anyone know what my last letter is? If you guessed letter S, then you're correct. C-O-M-B-E-S is how you spell Combs, and my name is Miss Combs. So we got my O, we got my M, we got our fancy looking B that I love. These eyes are just so fun. Got the B, now we got our big E. Because it doesn't have to be uppercase or lowercase, we can be more creative today because this is an art project. Now we need to add the letter S. Now S is kind of a hard letter because it's very curvy. Can you draw letter S with your hand? Try drawing a letter S with your hand. It's a very curvy letter. Can you think of some other curvy letters? If you said O, O is also a curvy letter, but look, I made this O look pretty awesome. So I think we can still make an S. Let's think. There's lots of things we could use for an S. I think I might use some smaller objects to start. S. This one's gonna be tough. I like how the way these curve, but they really roll around a lot. I think I'm gonna get some more. I've got some more. These are just push pins that I use to hang up art assignments. Oops. Now, that's a pretty cool S, and that looks so different. Maybe I could add some other things to it as well, like maybe I could add a little eraser on both ends. That's kind of fun. I like that S. So now that I have my whole name, I'm finished. Let's see how it turned out. Now we have C-O-M-B-E-S. That spells Combs. So I have successfully made my name with found objects. Do you remember what found objects are? Remember, found objects are anything that you can find, like crayons or rubber bands or erasers. And you can be more creative. You could use food if you wanted to. You could use garbage if you wanted to. You could use paper. There's lots of ways that you could make your name with found objects that you find in your home. Now that I've completed this, the next step to do is take a picture. Now, if you are in kindergarten or in first grade, you have an iPad, and the iPad actually has a camera right on the screen. So you could actually use that and take a picture and send it to my Google Classroom. If you don't have an iPad, let's try to find some sort of camera. What are some sort of cameras that you can think of? One camera I could think of would be on a cell phone. If your parent or guardian has a cell phone that you could use to take a picture, that would work. I also think you guys have a camera on your laptop because you need that for your other classes. So you could take a picture on your laptop. I think the best way to take it would be on your phone. Now, when you're taking a picture of artwork, you want to make sure it's a really nice picture. A really nice picture for art would be something that doesn't go super far out of the way. Like over here, I have lots of other art supplies. I want to push those out of my way because I don't want my focus to be on those. I want to focus on this nice picture that I've created. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up my phone and I'm going to take a photograph of my work just like this. Here's an example of a photograph that I would deem appropriate for turning in your assignment. This is a good picture because it is clear, easy to see, and shows the entire assignment. If you have a picture like this, it'll be perfect for me when I'm grading so that I know how big your project is and how well you did on it. These are the buttons that lead to your Google Classroom sign-up. They are on the Frank Jacinto itinerants page and the Larkmore itinerants page. Once you go to art, these will be down at the bottom of the screen. You will need to click on your grade and sign up for your class. The next picture will show you how to do this. This is what that button will take you to. It will have a button that says Join Class, and you will need to select your Lorain City Schools email to join that class. Once you click Join Class, you will be entered into the Google Classroom, and you will be all set and ready to go for the year. Lastly, each week we will have one of these. This is called a Google Forms. You will have a certain Google form for your grade level, except for the first week of school, we are all working together to make sure we can even enter assignments. So this is what it will be. It says on the top, Art Class Week 1 and the dates for the week. Underneath, it says if you're unable to upload that you can email me, but hopefully you guys will be able to get this far. My first question for this week is, were you able to sign up for the Google Classroom? If not, I can help you personally in the afternoon over Zoom or email. The next question is to please upload a photograph of your artwork. You will add your file there, which will be the picture of your artwork for the week. At the bottom, I will always leave a slide for any other questions in case you need to ask me anything or you need help with something. For this first week of school, you can find this form on the itinerant website, but every week after this, it will be in the Google Classroom site for your grade. I hope you guys had a fun time today in art class. I can't wait to see you again next week. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me at gcombs@loraineschools.org. If for some reason you couldn't upload your assignment, just go ahead and send me an email. I can't wait to see you guys next week, and I think we're going to have a great year. Bye, guys!